You will die! Ah! You will suffer greatly. You will suffer greatly. You will die!
How interesting.
Are you my guide from the Fighters Guild? I am sorry I went ahead on my own. Please, let us travel together back outside. Can you guide me back outside? Get me out of here! Hey, wait for me!
Thank you.
Thank you for your help, Outlander. It looked to me like the place was safe. Thank you, but I can make my own way from here. It's okay, really. I didn't mean it.
I like what I see.
You were sent to escort Sundal of Shimmerine. Good work. Here's the 500 septums for this contract. Well, here's a fine one. Speak freely. You here for orders or advancement? Or perform your duties and practice your skill. I have a contract for 2,000 septums for anyone who can bring Engeir to justice. Engeir is a Bosmer mercenary for Master Neloth. One of our clients wants him dead. Engeir is in Tel Naga, the tower here in Sadrith Mora. Try to avoid the other guards and just kill Engeir. We don't need more trouble with House Telvanni. I'll give you half the bounty if you take care of this.
Yes?
I could kill that Gwar. Those boots are ruined. I don't believe I've seen an Outlander with such a grand outfit in some time. Can I help you? I'm listening. Go ahead.
Is there something I can do for you? And good day to you. I'm Vanel Servan. I assume...
How may I help you? How do you do?
Haven't I heard of you?
Is there something you need? The same to you. Welcome to Sadrith Mora, and how...
I'm fine. I hope you're well. What do you need this time? If you're not Telvanni or Telvanni over at Wolverine Hall, look...
I don't believe I've seen an Outlander with such a grand outfit in some... Check over at Dirty Muriel's. I am, and of the... Is there something I can do for you?
May I help you? Yes, Outland. Whatever you want, the answer is no. I take your point. What Why do you resort to such talk? Welcome to Sadrith Mora. This is the district seat of House Telvanni. We see many outlanders here, but Sadrith...
Yes, Outlander?
Yes, Outlander. What do you want? May I help you?
How do you do? I don't believe I've seen a with such a grand outfit in some time. Can I help you? Interesting. Go on.
Outlander, what do you want? Yes, Outlander? What is this about? Yes, I'm Ivrami Sarandis. Go ahead, I'm sure you have questions.
How may I help? Good to see you, too. Now, we're small, sharp, and smart. We love wild creatures, wild beauty, and wildlife, unlike our dull cousins. We are not very polite, but don't have to be, since we shoot straight and run like the wind. No problem. When I am, and of thee, Sadrith Mora is the best town to shop for spells. It's okay, really. I didn't mean it. Sadrith Mora is the best town to shop for spells. I'm an archer. I'm the kind of fighter who hates getting hurt, so I ambush with my marksman weapons from a distance, then run like
Yes, Outlander, what do you want?
Go ahead, Outlander. What do you need?
Do you want something from me? Good to see you, too. Now, how can I help you? Are you trying to find some specific place in Sadrith Mora? How may I help you?
Haven't I heard of you?
Is there something you need?
If you're strong enough to walk, you should find healing.
May I help you?
It is time for you to leave your apprenticeship here. said the great sage to his students, Taksim and Vongeldak. "So soon," cried Vongeldak, for it had been but a few years since the training began. "Are we such poor pupils?" "We have learned much from you, master, but you have no more to teach us," Taksim asked. "You have told us so many tales of great enchanters of the past. Can't we continue to learn until we have reached some level of their power?" "I have one last story for you," smiled the great sage. "Many thousands of years ago, long before the Cyrodiilic dynasty of Riemann, and even longer before the Septim dynasty ruled Tamriel, before there was a mages guild, and when the land called Morrowind was known as Resdain, and the land of Elsewhere was called Anakina and Palatine, and the only law of the land was the cruel ways of the Alessian doctrines of Maruk, there lived a hermetic enchanter named Dalak, who had two apprentices, Uthrak and Lorith. Uthrak and Lorith were remarkable students, both equally assiduous in their learning, the pride of their master. Both excelled at the arts of the cauldron, mirror castings, the infusion of spiritas into mundus, and the weaving of air and fire. Dalak was very fond of his boys, and they of him. On a springtide morn, Dalak received a message from another enchanter named Peotil, who lived deep in the forests of the Colovian heartland. You must remember that in the dark days of the First Era, mages were solitary practitioners, with the only organized consortium being the Sijiks of Artium. Away from that island, mages seldom saw one another, and even more rarely corresponded. Thus, when Dalak received Peotil's letter, he gave it his great attention. Peotil was greatly aged, and he had found the peace of his isolation threatened by the Alessian reform. He feared for his life, knowing that the fanatical priests and their warriors were close at hand. Dalak brought his students to him. "It will be an arduous and perilous journey to the Colovian estates, one that I would fear partaking even in my youth," Dalak said. "My heart trembles to send you two forth to Peotil's cave, but I know that he is a great and benevolent enchanter, and his light must continue to burn in the heart of the continent if we are to survive these dark nights." Uthrak and Lorith pled with their teacher not to order them to go to Peotil. It was not the priests and warriors of the Alessian reform they feared, but they knew their master was aged and infirm, and could not protect himself if the reform moved further westward. Finally, he relented, and allowed that one would stay with him, and the other would journey forth to the Colovian estates. He would let them decide which of them would go. The lads debated and discussed, fought and compromised, and at last elected to let fate make the choice. They threw lots, and Lorith came up short. He left early the next morning, miserable and filled with fear. For a month and a day he tramped through the forests into the midst of the Colovian estates. Through some planning, some skill, and persistence for sympathetic peasants, he managed to avoid the ever-tightening circle of the Elysian reform by crossing through unclaimed mountain passes and hidden bogs. When at last he found the dark caverns where Dalak had told him to search for Peotil, it was still many hours before he could find the enchanter's lair. No one appeared to be there. Lorith searched through the laboratory of ancient tomes, cauldrons and crystalline flutes, herbs kept alive by the glow of mystic circles, strange liquids and gases caught in transparent membranes. At last he found Peotil, or so he presumed. The desiccated shell on the floor of the study, clutching tools of enchantment, scarcely seemed human. Lorith decided that he could do nothing further for the mage, and began at once the journey back to his true master Dalak and his friend Uthrak. The armies of the Reform had moved quickly since he passed. After more than one close-near encounter, the young enchanter realized that he was trapped on all sides. The only retreat that was possible was back in the caves of Peotil. The first thing to be done, Lorith saw, was to find a means to keep the army from finding the laboratory. That, he found, was what Peotil himself had been trying to do. But by a simple error even an apprentice enchanter could recognize, he had only succeeded in destroying himself. Lorith was able to take what he had learned from Dalak and apply it to Peotil's enchantments, quite successfully. The laboratory was never found or even detected by the reform. Much time passed. In the 480th year of the First Era, the great Aedan Direni won many battles against the Alessian horde, and many passages and routes that had once been closed were now open. Loreth, now no longer young, was able to return to Dalak. When at last he found his way to his master's old hovel, he saw candles of mourning lit in all the trees surrounding. Even before he knocked on the door and met his old fellow student Uthrak, Loreth knew that Dalek had died. "It was only a few months ago," said Uthrak, after embracing his friend. "He talked of you every day of every year you were away. Somehow he knew that you had not preceded him to the world beyond. He told me that you would come back." The grey-haired men sat before the fire and reminisced of the old days. The sad truth was that they both discovered how different they had become. Uthrak spoke of carrying on the master's work, while Loreth described his new discoveries. They left one another that day, each shaking his head, destined to never see one another again. In the years ahead, before they left the mortal world to join their great teacher Dalak, they both achieved their desires. Uthrak went on to become respected, if minor enchanter, in the service of Clan Direni. Loreth took the skills he had learned on his own and used them to fashion the Balak Therm, the Staff of Chaos. My boys, the lesson is you have to learn from a teacher to avoid those small but essential errors that claimed the life of such self-taught enchanters as Peerthil, and yet the only way to become truly great is to try all the possibilities on your own.
Do you want something from me? I'm fine. I hope you're well. What do you need this time? Are you...
Go ahead, Outlander. What do you need?
Too much trouble. Must be going now. I'll tell you what I can. I don't want any... Why do you... I'd rather... It's okay. Why do you... It's okay. It's okay, really. I didn't mean it. I am. And of thee... If you're not Telvanni or Telvanni retainers, you only meet Angardhell, prefect of hospitality at the Gateway Merchant Inn and Airy, Gateway's publican. Otherwise, look at the council hall for the Telvanni Malves, Feliso Lesson, Galos Mephendis, Arara Ovulus, Malam Rion, Raven O'Main, spokesman for their councillor mage lords, and Daleen Arvel, Telvanni council clerk. Over at Wolverine Hall, look for Hrondi the Nord, Fighters Guild Steward, Procyon the Gilius, Mages Guild Steward, and Annius Otris, Imperial Cult Priest, Counselor Mage Lord Master. Nelif lives in Tel Nader, the Wizard Tower in the center of town. Big Helende, the Thieves Guild boss, hangs out at Dirty Muriel's Corner Club.